Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to Forever Stranded Lost Souls with the Cobblenauts. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all having a fantastic day as usual. We are back here with the Soulforged Steel anvil, and I've already been doing some experimental crafting. Now the unfortunate thing about this is a Soulforged Steel block is pretty much impenetrable. Like, you'll notice I'm attacking this with a pickaxe. It says it's the right tool, but there's no progress bar appearing at the top of the screen. Normally when you mine anything in this mod, it's got a progress bar at the top that will show you basically how far you've got until the block breaks. This thing does not want to break, and I have a feeling it's because you need to mine it with the tools that you make in the Soulforged Steel anvil. So I've just put 16 bars of Soulforged Steel into something that I now can no longer pick up. So I'm pretty keen on getting this thing up and to get started with the Soulforged Steel anvil crafting. Now, I've also been looking into ways of making obsidian because apparently the Tinker's Construct smeltery won't allow us to make obsidian. It can't let us combine water and lava, and all of the other methods of making obsidian seem pretty complex. So right now, we're not going to be able to obtain obsidian in the nether. So for that, we're going to have to go to the overworld. At least, we've got water from this village, but it's not supposed to be part of the progression. So we're kind of ignoring the fact that we could technically make obsidian if we wanted to, and trying to find ways that you're supposed to do it in the progression of the packs. So I was looking into that a little bit earlier, but ignore that for now. Instead, we're going to work on getting the refined tool set, which for some reason isn't showing up where it should do. So I'm going to put Soulforged Steel in here, and I'm going to click on this, and crafting with this is a very strange affair, because you have Soulforged Steel ingots, which I have a decent chunk of right now. I have like, well, I don't know, a decent amount. Is that 75, I guess? I can't do quick maths. Right, 75. So with that, I'm fairly confident we can make an entire set of plate armor from this mod, and we can also probably make a couple of tools. I'm going to start with the tools, though, because they seem like the simplest thing to craft. Instead of sticks, you need hafts, which are made using any kind of slimy object, be it a slime ball or magma cream or something like that, some molding, and a leather strap. So this is all mostly stuff we've done before. We have a decent amount of slime or magma cream being produced by the mob farm right now, so we should be able to get this going. Let's take a look at slime. We've got a couple of those that we can grab real fast. I assume normal slime will do. I didn't see it as part of the recipe back there, but hopefully it should be. Now, the molding we will need some planks for, so let me quickly grab some planks out of here. I guess we'll grab a few oak, and we won't need a huge amount of that. Now, the leather, I think we also have a fair amount of it in the cauldron, but yeah, there is some cut leather already in here, so let me grab some shears if anyone's left the shears in here. Yes, there is one. Fantastic. Okay, so that's basically everything we need right here. We're now getting to the point where we have so much of this stuff accessible to us like normal, rather than, you know, having to craft everything the whole way down, you know, having to just struggle with every single step. We've now got enough stuff going for us that we can actually make some progress with very little fuss. We've got to trim this siding down into molding, all of which doesn't take very long at all, although it pings all over the place when we do this. Some of it is probably getting picked up by the absorption hopper over here. Actually, no, we managed to avoid it that time, fair enough, but it does tend to fling out of this thing far and wide. Let's hop in here real fast, mostly to get away from the noise of all of those machines for a second, and we want the molding, we want the slime balls, and we want the leather strap. We can make 4 hafts, and that alone should be enough to make us a pickaxe and allow me to reclaim this Soulforged Steel block. Let's see, we've got 3 hafts down there, and then we've got 3 Soulforged Steel ingots, and I have myself a refined pickaxe. And thankfully, I can make it, because System Collapse's mob farm is absolutely superb. It's managed to get me up to over level 10 with pretty much everything. I decided to cap it at level 10 for now because I want to see at least what this stuff does before we keep moving on, but in terms of the materials we have to mine out here, there's cobalt and ardite and stuff like that all over the place, which is going to take level 21 mining, I think, for the most part, so I'm probably going to level that up just as far as that, but I didn't want to like take all of the XP. But look at this. It's taking super long to mine this. It's about as fast as mining obsidian to get this thing back, but at least we can actually do it with this pickaxe, right? Apparently, Soulforged tools are, so I've been reading anyway, they're supposed to be a lot... Oh, we can't craft that back into Soulforged ingots now. That's interesting. I wonder if there's anything we can do about that. Apparently you can make a Soulforged beacon. Instead of obsidian, you need Soulforged Steel. So that's probably one of the reasons, because we need to make a beacon to get out of here. That's part of the ingredients for the, I think, the pedestal or the portal that you need to make to actually leave the nether in the first place. So Soulforged Steel is actually an important part of the progression I hadn't even realized. But no, apparently it looks like you can't turn these blocks back into ingots. So those are staying there for good. No worries, at least I've got one now. At least I can make a beacon for the guys once we have a nether star. So let's put that out there now. Looks like I will need to be making some more leather straps, but I'm pretty sure, yes, somebody left some tanned leather here in the cauldron, and I'm not sure if this is still making scoured leather with that bark. I think it probably needs a little bit more bark, but we can cut this up into the leather strips like so, and then we have enough to be making plenty of hafts. Now the cool thing is, with slime balls, you can actually turn magma cream. If we've got some in here, we don't have all that much actually, so I won't demonstrate this right away, but you can turn it into a slime block just by placing it in a 3x3, just like normal slime, and then that will break down into slime balls if you need those for a specific recipe. So there's little workarounds here and there. There's just occasional things that we can do to make our lives a little bit easier these days. So let me make, say, 20 of those, so we can probably make 20 hafts out of that, and keep some leather straps left over in case we need them for anything else. So my plan for today is probably to replace all of my tools and hopefully some of the armor with these Soulforged equivalents. I'm probably not going to worry about a hoe because I'm not using farming stuff all that much, but let's see what else we can make here. Of course, we can make an axe using that. Amazing stuff, and that has 9 attack speed, requires 25 gathering to use. So okay, this thing, 12 gathering, 14 mining. That thing, a massive step up, but it looks like the durability is roughly the same as diamonds, so that's actually going to be pretty useful. Next up, we have a refined shovel, which I'll absolutely take. Again, 17 gathering, not quite as expensive as the axe, but my life, it's a good thing we have the mob farm now. I'm not entirely sure what a mattock does. It's got 4 attack speed though, so it's pretty fast. Is it like a hoe? I have a feeling it's probably like a hoe, but you could basically spam click with that thing and you'd be doing solid damage across the board. In terms of the attack speed, the sword and the battle axe are about the same, but the battle axe does 10 attack damage while the sword only does 7, so I think I might give the battle axe a try. Considering I've got the materials for it, I may as well. And I have no idea what this is going to do in terms of chopping down trees, but I will absolutely take that attack damage. And apparently I can still swing it, but I need a couple more attributes to be leveled up before I can use it properly. It needs 14 defense and 15 attack. Let's see what we're looking at with attack right now. I can probably put one more level into that right now. Maybe we'll need to go and visit the mob farm a little bit later. But all that, and I still have a stack of ingots left, which is good, because it means we can get started on the armor set. Now let's take a quick look at what was required for this, because there is an additional ingredient in the form of plate armor. Now this requires Soulforged Steel ingots, leather straps, which we know we have in abundance at this point, but padding is a new thing, and that is this tough fabric or hemp cloth plus a feather. And then you can make a block out of it, and then it breaks back down into 9 of those. So that's the only way we can make that padding, apparently. Let's take a quick look at how many feathers we have in the system. 53. Okay, that's more than I was expecting. That's actually very good, because I have a bunch of this hemp cloth that I made earlier, because I was making it into windmill sails to potentially make the vertical windmill if this windmill didn't work out for some reason, and I think I left them in one of these chests. Yes, here we go. Okay, so I have a little bit of the tough fabric there, not a huge amount on me right now, and there's even a little bit of hemp cloth in here already, which I won't take right now because I'm pretty sure somebody will have a need for that eventually. Let's take a quick look in here. 51 hemp fibers. There you go. Easy enough. Right, now all we need to do is get that and some sticks together, and we should be able to make ourselves a decent amount of tough fabric. So all in all, I've got 9 padding, which allows me to make, right now, 6 plate armor just because I was running out of leather straps. Each of these armor pieces only needs 2 plate armor, aside from the leggings, and the leggings are going to require a little bit more of that, but for the most part, I think we have the stuff we need to make the rest of these plate armor sets. Okay, now let's see what I require to wear these. Absolutely no requirements whatsoever. Okay, now I'm going to look like You know what this reminds me of, like, the Mark 1 Iron Man suit that Tony Stark makes in a cave from a bunch of scraps. And I'm looking pretty good right now. I have to say, this is some pretty funky looking armor. I look like the Tin Man. This is brilliant. Okay, so the last thing I need to make, oh, it's giving me that tooltip for the battle axe here. Let's see. Last thing I need to make is a little bit more of the plate armor so that we can make the leggings, but I'm on my way to being fully clad in Soulforged Steel, my friends. That's going to be fun. I think I need to grind up a little bit more hemp. I need to make a little bit more of that plate armor and get some more leather, but for the most part, we are looking pretty set up here. I've even got a few ingots left over in the crucible, which should mean that once we've made the leggings, we should still have enough for 2 more Soulforged Steel blocks, and that's all we would need to craft a beacon, aside, like I said, from the Nether Star. And there we go, we've got some plate armor leggings. We are fully clad in this ridiculous looking thing, and I think now we should have enough of these ingots left to make ourselves 2 more Soulforged Steel blocks. So that, my friends, is the start of a beacon. And now we've got that out of the way, it's probably time to address something that I received in a loot box, and I think System Collapse got the same thing not too long ago. And it's this. For a start, this stuff was left in here. This obsidian plate, better questing, and shears are just in my ender chest. I'm pretty sure that's probably just what the map maker had in his inventory when they were making the mod pack in the first place. So I'm going to take this stuff and I'm just going to chuck it into the nearest fire, because evidently I'm not meant to have it in my ender chest. But the other thing you may have noticed is in the ender chest is this set of dragon armor, and this stuff is insane. Like, I'm talking, like, this this is the Iron Man Mark 1 suit right here. This thing is the Mark 42. This thing gives me absorption, strength, resistance, fire resistance, the ability to fly around. It has ridiculous durability, and in total, it gives you 40 points of armor. And I'm not going to use this, because this is ridiculous, and for a start, it makes me look like some other people's Minecraft characters for some reason. Hi, it's still me in here. This is ridiculous. This is the kind of thing that I shouldn't just be getting in a loot box as far as I'm concerned, because this just completely destroys progression. It doesn't have any kind of requirements on you. It doesn't require you to use certain levels. I'm not sure if the mod maker even knew this was in here, and if it's supposed to be a rare thing, and you're supposed to just get it as like a massive boost to your progress, then fair play, I guess. But just being able to, like, fly around like this, unbidden, I'm not cool with that. In a weird way, I'm not cool with that, because we haven't earned it. That's the weird thing. I've been laboring this entire time to make an armor set out of Soulforged armor, this plate armor stuff, which is tough enough. That is like diamond level toughness right here. This is on a whole new level, and I'm not ready for it. And I understand that to some people, like, that's not necessarily a cheat. Like, you were given it fair and square, right? But a confession on that score, the quest book has been resetting occasionally. Sometimes we log in and these quests are complete, but they have unclaimed rewards. So occasionally we've just been getting these extra loot chests that we can claim, which for the most part is giving us kind of boring stuff. It's giving us saplings, or it's giving us some woods to get started, or it's giving us, you know, a bit of dirt and some grass. Sometimes it gives us things like gearboxes and axles, which are always useful to me. But when it gives me a complete set of OP armor that allows me to just obtain creative flight instantly and gives me all those buffs, I'm unstoppable at that point, and I don't want to be unstoppable. I want to earn being unstoppable. If you look this up, like, this is dragon armor, right? To make this stuff, where is it? Dragon chestplate, dragon boots, you have to get dragon scales, which I presume you get from actually fighting a dragon. I have as yet fought no dragons. I have fought a grand total of like 2 or 3 ghasts on this server so far. I've had my butt kicked by blazing juggernauts a couple of times. I haven't done enough fighting to earn a set of armor like that, so I feel like I've gone on a bit of a rant here. This was somewhat unexpected, but I'm happy with my Soulforged stuff for now. I'm probably going to keep that armor set in my ender chest, and when I feel like I've earned it, we'll take that out and we'll have some fun, right? But when it comes to, like, we haven't even fought the Wither yet. We're still occasionally being taken out by blazing juggernauts. I don't think we've earned the right to OP armor, at least not yet. You may differ, and let me know your opinions on that in the comments, but I feel like it is dishonorable in a way, and I feel like I've gone down this like Soulforged, forging your own armor kind of path, and I've been struggling with this windmill for a while. I feel like the effort has been worth it, but no effort went into gathering that armor, so I'm not going to use it. I think that's probably my final word on the subject, but would love to hear from you guys in the comments what you think about that decision. With the OP armor stashed away, it was time to forge ahead. And the next thing on the list is the Infernal Enchanter, which needs an enchantment table for a start. So we're going to have to come up with some sort of alternative recipe for this because, yeah, we don't have any obsidian. So I'm not certain exactly how we make one of these. I think somebody had one somewhere, but I'm not certain exactly where that is. Surrounding that with some Soulforged Steel ingots, a black candle, and some bone. And I'm not certain how we're going to get black dye is the only thing. We got floral black powder. What's calcified paraffin? Wait, go back to that. What was that? Okay, it's not going to tell me what that is. Black roses from Terraqueous. I have no idea where you would find those. Squid is obviously off the menu. Floral black powder, I guess we could get from... You can apparently get that from black shimmering mushrooms. Yeah, okay, so we grind one of those down in a pestle and mortar and we get floral black powder, which I guess can be used as dye for stuff, which means making some mystical fertilizer from Botania. Okay, some Inferium, some bone meal, a diamond. Okay, that seems pretty easy. This stuff is obviously going to be a little bit different, so let's just go with the bone meal recipe. All right, let's get to it. Let's find ourselves some bones. Should be plenty in the... Yes, okay, there's some in here. I'll just take a couple. I won't go the whole hog right here. We need a diamond, and there's going to be plenty of diamonds around as well, because we don't really have much of a use for them just yet. Inferium, I think we should have some. We've got 31 in here, but I'm pretty sure there will be plenty down at the mob spawner, and that's not connected up to this RF tool system yet, so if it's ever going to be. I think the RF tool system is actually running out of space, so I should probably alert system collapse to that and see if there's anything we can do to bring the space down a little bit. There we go. We've got a stack of 64 Inferium. That's not too bad. That seems to have like about 700-800 in there, so not too worried about using that. Now let's run back upstairs and grab a crafting table real fast. And mystical fertilizer is a go. Fantastic. Now hopefully the recipe for a pestle and mortar isn't too demanding, but I don't think it will be somehow. Oh, wait. Is it reliant on biomes? Oh gosh, it might be, you know, because this is not good. That sucks. That's the nether not letting you grow anything other than regular grass. Unless mystical fertilizer has to be used on something else in this pack, but I don't think it would. This is going to be tricky, you guys. What are the, like, aside from the obsidian requirements, what do we do about getting black dye in the nether? And we're not going to be able to make dye clusters because they need ink sacs to begin with. Am I going to have to go down the primal core rabbit hole again to get this calcified paraffin clump? Or wither dust? I guess we could get wither dust, but I assume that... Okay, that needs wither bones, which means we're going to go and fight some withers. I guess that's the... that seems like the most straightforward way of doing this, except, of course... I'm getting attacked by something invisible as soon as I step out the front door. Okay, I've offloaded some of my stuff. Let's try that again. I wonder if there is a way up to... Wait a second. Is the mob farm producing wither skeletons? That would be an easier solution to this. Oh, we have some wither bones in here. Okay, so that's made my job a lot easier. Hey! Would you... Do you mind? There we go. I think there's, like... little embers or something floating around that are they're just not good. They're not good. Okay, we have wither dust. Okay, we can make black candles out of this. Gosh. Okay, that that could have been a lot worse. To be honest, that could have been a lot worse. And we can use this for basically any recipe. Right, okay, now, what do we need to make a candle, first of all? Which version of this has the white candle? Okay, right, so we need a white candle. We need tallow or... Yeah, okay. Let's look, string and tallow. What do we make for... Okay, we just render down any kind of animal product, it looks like. That's fair enough. And rotten flesh is included in that as well, which I'm fine with. I think it said a stoked cauldron as well. I wonder if the crucible can act as a stoked cauldron at this point, or... if it's just going to be... It's just going to be a cauldron. Okay, fair enough. Well, we'll put a cauldron over the bellows here, because I'm pretty much done with the kiln at this point. And now we set up a second cauldron just to make things go a little bit faster. And the cool thing about these bellows is I think they can do anything in a 3x3 area in front of them. So, yeah, we should have plenty of tallow in plenty of time. I've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole looking for ways of actually getting obsidian, and I think there is one way of doing it, but the road is long. So bear with me for a second while I look for those candles again. There we go. There's white candle there with some string. That's all we needed. Okay, cool. I will grab that real fast. And all we need is 2 of that and 2 string. There we go. We've got 2 white candles. We can put the wither dust next to that to make those black. And let's see if the enchanting table was in here anywhere. We have 2 enchanting tables, so I'm going to take one of those. I think they may have been gotten as chance cube rewards, so this is a little bit of a cheat. That may have been a bit of a cheat, but I reckon we can get away with it. So let's grab this. Let's grab the Soulforged Steel ingots. I need 1 bone, I think, is the only other ingredient we need here. Right, let's do this. Let's craft ourselves an enchanted table. I don't think this is a Soulforged one. I think this is probably just the case that we can make it in a regular crafting table. Let's switch the windmill off. Let's return to our usual peaceful environment. Enchanter, and bam. There it is. Okay. Now this thing looks kind of small, but I have a feeling it's going to be... Is it just a single block? Let's put it over here. Let's clear out some of this grass that we made earlier, since evidently this is not going to have any kind of use for us right now. And bam. Oh, hello. That made a noise. What do you... Okay, so this is a thing. We've got enchanted scrolls that seem to be mob drops. Let me run down to the mob spawner, because these were something that I've noticed popped up in the chest as well. These are enchanted scrolls that have been dropped by mobs. If there's still some in here. Yes, there are. Okay, we have Smite, Fire Protection, Silk Touch Protection, Fire Aspect, and Flame. Let's start off by grabbing a few protection scrolls, and I think... If I'm understanding this correctly, we probably have to apply these one at a time. Kind of sucks that we don't have any unbreaking right now, but no worries. I'm sure we'll be able to find something. Hello, what was that? Is that a ghast firing at me? I can't tell. Let's pop the item in there. Let's put protection scrolls on there. Now, what on earth do we need to do at this point? There isn't really a user guide for this right now. Of course, this thing needs bookshelves. I didn't even think about that at the time. But yeah, it does need to have bookshelves around it. So let me see if we can do anything about that. Books are in pretty short supply. So maybe we can make 1... I'll allow myself 1 bookshelf, and hopefully people will be okay with that. Everyone seems to have a means of crafting books at least, so I'm not going to feel too guilty about that. Now let's take a look for planks. Seriously, every time I step close to this thing... It's the lights, it's the torches on the corners light up. That's what it is. It's a little bit scary when it does that, but hopefully that's okay. Right, so this thing's got a bookshelf near it now. If I put 1 in there and I put a piece of armor in, like so, still can't enchant it. What? Really? I wonder if maybe it's an experience thing. Maybe I need a ton of levels to do this. But then I tried clicking on the top box in the Infernal Enchanter, and the enchantment just sort of happened. Okay, and nothing came up, and I clicked on that, and it enchanted it. Nothing seemed to appear over here, but I have protection 1 on this chest plate now. Interesting. So it's gonna be a case. This is just a giant button, then? Huh. Interesting. Okay, so you can basically choose how much protection you put on, and it hasn't taken any XP from me. Apparently, it needs a bookshelf nearby for every level of the enchant you want to apply, so this thing will need 5 bookshelves around it to apply a tier 5 enchantment. Okay, so it looks like there are a ton of different arcane scrolls for the enchantments we know and love, but there are also Burnerang, Zoomerang, Kaboomerang, Reaper, Airtight Seal, Bladerang, Boom Reaper. There's like weird kind of combinations of these things, and I don't know if these are all enchantments from just this mod or if they occur in other mods like Tinker's Construct and stuff like that. There's a few I know are from other mods, but Vorpal, Smelting, Night Vision, Scorching Heat, and then there's the usual Mending, Luck of the Sea, Infinity, that kind of stuff. So yeah, looks like we have a little bit of grinding to do if we want to get these arcane scrolls, because they just seem to be a mob drop. Leaving infernal enchantments behind, I set my sights on something more futuristic and a lot more dangerous. So earlier on, I was looking into what was necessary to make the Atomic Reconstructor from Actually Editions, and I'd kind of like to get into Actually Editions as my next project, because we're kind of coming to the end of what I can do with better than mods, I think. In terms of the quest line, all we really have to do is upgrade the gearbox and upgrade the axle, and then maybe make a little bit of sawdust if we want to get some bloody wood, but that's not really necessary to progress at this point. This is just a couple of extra quests here and there, as far as I can tell. So I was looking into what's needed for the atomic reconstructor, and first of all it needs an iron casing, and the iron casing recipe is nuts. For a start, a block of black quartz is not too difficult to come across. That's perfectly fine. We can get that in a number of different ways, including sieving soul sand. I'm pretty sure we have some in the computer already, right? So let's go back here. Chopping blocks are something I can now make with mods. With the Soulforged anvil, you can make 6 chopping blocks pretty easily. So again, not to worry about those. Next up, we have some iron plates, which I think I made in like episode 1 of this series, so they're not too bad. The problem is unstable ingots. These things explode after 10 seconds. They explode if you close the crafting window, so you have to make sure you do all of your crafting in the same 3x3, or if you accidentally throw the ingot on the ground. The ingots don't stack. You have 10 seconds with which to craft this, and then it's okay. But these unstable ingots are actually in a variety of recipes, it seems like, so I'm a little bit worried right now. Then after that, it needs some Constantan plates, which I think Constantan is a tinker's thing, and it's just made by smelting together copper and nickel, if I remember correctly. Because there's one for immersive engineering, which can be done in an alloy kiln, and there's one that can be done in Tinker's Construct. So yeah, let's give this a go. Let's give this a go right here. Let's do some explosive crafting. So for each unstable ingot, we need 9 nuggets. That's the only way to make them as far as I can tell. I'm going to have to make sure we have the block of black quartz, the chopping blocks, and the iron plates in my inventory at the same time, because we have to do all of our crafting in the 3x3. We can't leave the crafting table at all during that process. Okay, I'll make 18 chopping blocks. It seems like a bit of an arbitrary number, but I have a feeling we'll need more of these at some point. So, chopping blocks taken care of. We have all of 5 black quartz in here, but I think taking 4 is going to be okay. I'll sift for it if I need to. That's the black quartz taken care of. We've already got 2 iron plates in here, which I will take. Well, we've got more than 2, but 2 is all I need. And I think that's everything I need. So I'm going to take my crafting table and I'm going to go over here. Quite a long way, because I do not want to blow up anything that I have spent an awful lot of time making over here. And hopefully we don't get harassed by any nether mobs while I'm in this corner. He says as he hears a ghast noise. All right, let's double check. We've got everything we need to. So we've got the iron plates like so. We've got the... Oh, I need to take that stone out of the way. Let's get rid of that. I got the chopping blocks like that. Didn't bring enough diamonds with me. Okay, good to know. Did I just get hit by something? Because if there's another invisible thing out here that jolts me out the crafting table, then everything's going to blow up, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, so here we are in the corner. I think I've got absolutely everything I need. So the black quartz goes in there. The chopping blocks go on all of those sides. The 2 ingots go in there and there. The iron plates go in there. We should be okay. Now, we've got 10 seconds in which to craft this once we make the ingots. What the heck? Who are you? Get out of here. See, this is going to be a problem. There we go. Freaking invisible, ghastly, nosy things. Oh, I don't know. Right. I guess we don't actually need to place any of it manually. We just kind of need to do this through NEI. As long as that doesn't cause the ingots to become unstable, because we're shifting between crafting interfaces, I don't know. This is going to be tricky, but we're going to have to do it. Okay, here are the nuggets. There are the ingots. Ingots on either side like that. Chopping blocks like so. One of those. 2 iron plates. And we've got the iron casing. Oh, fantastic stuff. Quest complete. Oh, my heart is pounding. I have no idea. It said they were stable as well, so I didn't know for certain if anything was going to go wrong there, but I just wanted to make sure. All right, well, the majority of this stuff is over. I have no idea if that was going to go wrong at all or not, but I would rather not explode today, so how about we take that and we run with it. Magenta runic dust, thank you very much. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but nice to have it nonetheless. Turns out some people have been making Constantan ingots already, which is very kind of them. I'm going to take 4 of those and take the hammer to them. Constantan plates, thank you kindly. Now all we need is a little bit more iron, and that should be it. I feel like I've used so much iron lately, and I feel kind of bad because Ector spent a ton of time putting together this tower, which kind of does an auto-sieve thing for us over there. pulverizes the iron, automatically smelts it. I need to do a ton of sieving just to make sure that we actually replenish that stock of iron that I keep using up, because I got to do my bit, and everybody seems to be using iron right now. So let's throw down a crafting table and let's make ourselves an atomic reconstructor. Heck yes. All right, now we are well on our way to doing a little bit more of actually additions. Oh, fantastic. We got a diamond pickaxe and a battle axe. Neither of which I can use yet, but I've got my own pickaxe and battle axe. I don't care about you guys. All right, let's put this away. So from what I remember about the atomic reconstructor, which to be honest is not a whole lot, you need to set it to have redstone power, and it sends out a kind of pulse beam type of thing every now and again, which requires RF. So I'm going to have to talk to somebody about getting this thing powered. But you know what? I think I'll probably call it quits there for today. It's been a bit of a high pressure episode, especially right there at the end, but I think we've delivered. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Forever Stranded with the Cobblenauts. Leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.